Let's bring in Republican Senator from Texas, Ted Cruz. He's a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee and author of the new book, One Vote Away, How a Single Supreme Court Seat Can Change History. And Senator, you got impeccable timing on a book about the Supreme Court. How do you make the case that the hearing should go forward?
Well, I think it's critical that it go forward, and it's going to. It's no surprise Chuck Schumer is opposing it. He was opposing it before, and he would oppose any Republican nominee. But we have an obligation to fill this vacancy. This is why President Trump was elected, to nominate principled constitutionalists to the court. And it's why the American people elected a Republican majority in the Senate, is to confirm those principled constitutionalists. I'm confident that Judge Barrett will be confirmed by the end of the month, before Election Day, so that we ensure we have a full 9-justice Supreme Court available to resolve any election disputes that could come of this.
We have some breaking news that just came in to my ear. President Trump has just tweeted that he will be returning to the White House tonight at 6:30 p.m. So that his doctors will be giving a statement at 3 o'clock. And the president again tweeting that he will return to the White House tonight at 6:30 p.m. No doubt, Senator, that is welcome news to the family as well as people there in the White House. Get a comment from you on that?
That's terrific news. I'm very glad the president is doing better and feeling better. I was just texting a few minutes ago with his staff that's there with him at Walter Reed, and they said he is healthy and back and working, and so that's good for the country, and I'm glad he's getting better. And our prayers remain with him and with Melania and with everyone right now who is struggling with this virus.
Were you at the Supreme Court rollout in the Rose Garden with Amy Coney Barrett?
You know, I wasn't, although I am right now on quarantine, and so I'm here isolated because Senator Mike Lee, who was there, Mike unfortunately has tested positive for COVID, and I spent a lot of time with Mike. Mike and I spent a lot of time together, and so given that and given the consultations with physicians, I went ahead and quarantined myself. I tested on Friday and I'm negative, but out of an abundance of caution, I wanted to make sure to protect everyone else.
Doing the right thing. Well, so are you there in Texas?
No, I'm stuck in D.C. Actually, okay. It's very frustrating because I'm away from Heidi and the girls, yeah, which has me downright miserable. I FaceTime them and talk to them, but I'm stuck here in D.C.
Well, can I ask you about Texas? Because in the previous block, I asked Harold Ford about these reports. Apparently, Joe Biden and his campaign are putting even more money into Texas. You've raised the alarm a few times, saying that the Democrats could gain on Republicans in Texas. What's your state of the race right now?
Look, I think Texas is a real battleground. It has become a more purple state. That is true in a lot of states across the country. I think we're going to win Texas. I think President Trump's going to win Texas. I think John Cornyn will be reelected in Texas. But it's a fight. And to win the fight, we've got to make clear what the stakes are. And I actually think the confirmation fight over Justice Barrett is very helpful for winning Texas. You mentioned my new book that just came out last week, One Vote Away. I wrote it this spring and summer over the COVID lockdown. Obviously, I didn't know we'd have a Supreme Court vacancy, but I knew we had an election coming up in November. And in my view, nominating and confirming principled constitutionalists, nothing's more important in this presidential election. And with the nomination of Justice Barrett, it has risen in importance even more. And I think that's going to turn out an awful lot of voters come November. Are
you concerned that in this election that the Senate, which is already, the Republicans have a slim majority, that could possibly go away, that the Republicans could lose the majority in the Senate?
Absolutely. This election is volatile. It could go either way. If conservatives, if libertarians, if lovers of liberty, if just the common sense middle shows up in significant numbers, we could have a great election. The president could get reelected by a big margin. We could grow our majority in the Senate. We could even retake the House. I've been spending a lot of time campaigning to take the gavel out of Nancy Pelosi's hands. But if people stay home, we know the hard left is going to show up in massive numbers. They hate the president. And we could see a devastating election. We could see Democrats win across the board. And if we start January of next year with a Biden, Schumer, Pelosi national government, I think the damage they will do in 2 years would exceed what Obama did in 8. I think they would end the filibuster. I think they would add 2 new states to elect 4 new Democratic senators. And I think they'd pack the Supreme Court, which would do permanent damage to our constitutional liberties, our free speech, our religious liberty, our Second Amendment. Every one of those is on the ballot.
I'm so glad that you are our guest today and that you wrote the book and that you are here. And while you quarantine, I hope that you'll be watching the Daily Briefing. Thank you, Senator.
Dana, thank you. And you can get the book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere you get your books. It's right now the #1 book in the country on Amazon.
All right. Way to pitch it.